Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson have some theories about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, let's be clear. We have not heard a single thing out of that investigation. Has there been a single, official word on this for 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
There must be just so many ties to so many various leftist groups that they just can't put them all on paper yet. It's gotta be,
the nexus.
Kash Patel likes to, run a pretty buttoned-down operation.
Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't leak stuff, not while they're investigating. Probably also not to tip off all of the former girlfriends of the founder of Antifa, because of course you don't want to let them know you're on their trail. But here is Dinesh D'Souza with Dave Rubin, and these guys are really they're getting mad about what's going on with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens.
The shoe's on the other foot a little bit here.
And wait a second, we just want to be clear. Do we know if this is a paid post?
We don't.
If they're both getting 7,000 separately, do they get 14,000 for this one post, or they split 7,000?
Can you double invoice for the same?
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I'm asking.
I have a connection with her going back, but we have to remember that the Tucker and the Candace that we loved for different reasons. They built their reputation on other issues. They have both taken this dark turn. We didn't tell them to do it. They chose to do it. And Candace follows the strategy of the bogus investigation. Now,
wait a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait a second.
Wait, whoa.
Dinesh D'Souza.
The director of 2,000 Mules?
Was he sued? I'm trying to remember. Wait a second. Now, I know he went to jail for illegally funneling campaign contributions through essentially cutouts. Did he ever get sued over the Dominion thing, or did he? Oh no, he had to apologize because here it is. Pop this up. 2,000 Mules creator admits some of the claims are flawed. He had to say. Now, he had to say this because I think if you come down, he was going to get sued, and they basically said. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was just because there were actually even more mules, Sam. That's just woke propaganda.
Was it with the mules? Supposedly, were they in the server? Were they the ones who ran the server? That's the way the servers were powered by 2,000 mules inside of it, or?
I mean, he could be complaining that Candace Owens is infringing on his copyright of the bogus investigation.
Okay, let's go back. I mean, this must be very difficult to be an investigator of Dinesh D'Souza's steam and find out that your colleague is on some type of conspiracy theory wild goose chase.
With her going back, but we have to remember that the Tucker and the Candace that we loved for different reasons. They built their reputation on other issues. They have both taken this dark turn. We didn't tell them to do it. They chose to do it. And Candace follows the strategy of the bogus investigation. Now, to me, this is somewhat embarrassing because in my films I do investigations, and like Tucker, I like challenging received opinions, but I try to do it in a manner that puts out a bunch of facts, challenges premises, anticipates objections, whereas what Candace will do is she will put out an extremely incendiary suggestion, like, take a look at this photo, here's a drain pipe, maybe a Mossad guy crawled out of it and shot Charlie Kirk.
I'll pause it. You know what I think it's really pissed about? He's like, to monetize my conspiracy theories, I had to hire a film crew. I had to hire an editor. I had to have lighting. I had to rent a studio. And now you can just, this whole time I could have just sat in front of a table and said the whole thing and monetized it. That's what he's pissed about.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, I gotta say, this is like a magician revealing like the secrets of another magician. Like those little specials that they had with the masked magician like 20 years ago on Fox. Like this is like that, but and he's
like
just giving up all the tricks.
Go ahead.
Mossad guy, do you have any evidence there was someone who came out of the pipe or the pipe was even accessible? It's
We
always...
don't have evidence it didn't happen.
Exactly. No. Prove it didn't. And then once the theory is capsized, far from any kind of acknowledgement, recognition. So these are investigations that never produce a reliable fact and never come to a conclusion in which one incendiary theory is replaced by another. So Candace is in a certain way mesmerizing. I think she relies on a certain narcotic in which you become addicted to this mode of suspicion. It's almost like deconstructionism for the right? Because what is deconstructionism? It's a professional mode of you believe nothing. You take a straightforward sentence.
Incidentally, this is where Dave Rubin had to check out of the conversation because he didn't know what that meant.
Oh, wait! I believe that.
Deconstruction. Okay, is it the no regulation, right? On the deconstruction with the I know I'm confused. Is there more? Keep going.
So what do you think is actually, without even so specifically talking about the two of them, I mean, what do you think is happening with whatever this thing is on the right that we're referencing? What do you think that is? Because one of the things that I've been doing on this show since Trump got elected is talking about his wins over and over and over. I think the country there's such an upside to the country right now. We're fixing so many things, obviously, whether it's the border or the trade deals or trying to get peace in the Middle East or at least trying something different with Ukraine, Russia, and cleaning up our cities. Like the list goes on, getting woke out of our schools. Like there's every day there is something new that is positive to talk about. And there's a portion of the right that never talks about that. And what I would want the president to be aware of right now is that those guys are trying to take MAGA out. The thing that created the MAGA that brought in Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and Tulsi and Bobby and me and all these people, that's the thing they're trying to destroy. And I wonder if he's aware of that.
Trump generally has this approach of sitting on the sidelines and letting it play out a little bit. And I think that's what he's doing right now. Remember when there were bitter battles between like Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Trump's view is like, all right, this cat fight, that's right. I'm going to do other things. Yeah. But you are right that, first of all, this is a gift to radical Islam because Israel is fighting radical Islam. If you go and you want to break down Israel, break down our alliance with Israel, you are helping the Islamic radicals and the jihadis. There's no other way to look at it. The second thing is...
All right. Tucker Carlson, known
he loves the
co-conspirator with the radical jihadis.
I do love the idea that Trump even knows what's going on at all. Like the idea that he's actually some like mafioso boss sitting off the side going like, hey, let him fight. No, we literally saw he was asked about Charlie Kirk like 2 days after Charlie Kirk was killed. And he was like, did you see my new ballroom, by the way? It's a beautiful ballroom.
Exactly.
Big trucks. I know those big trucks.
It doesn't directly involve me, so I don't actually even register its existence. Did they say something about me? It is just unbelievable to be living at this time where Dinesh D'Souza is complaining about
bogus investigations.
Bogus investigations by conservative talkers.
I thought they were going to cut to a two-shot and it would just be a mirror in the other chair.
I mean, he's mad. She's stealing his rubes. He's stealing his rubes, and I think that Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are very savvy. They saw which way the wind was blowing when it came to Trump becoming the Republican establishment, and they decided to stake their claim as like the new counter Republican establishment. Yep. Especially as they saw Trump was going to fail to live up not just on his like explicitly racist promises, but even on like the other ones, like the most basic ones, he's not going to be able to live up to. And they were like, this is a perfect opportunity to monetize dissatisfaction with Trump in to eat into the market share of people like Ben Shapiro, people like Tim Pool, people like Dave Rubin, who, you know, have had it pretty good for a long time. And now they're looking at like losing a lot of their audience to people who are just, you know, pushing people further right.
I mean, I think you mentioned up front that you guys on the Discourse are, you know, have an episode on PBD having a dustification expert from 9/11. We're seeing a lot of that. Like, I think that, like, you know, revisiting 9/11 conspiracy theories. I've seen like Tower 7 stuff like pop up like recently. That is the sort of the Alamo for people who like their business model they feel like is going sideways or something in this space. It feels like we need to go back to first principles on conspiracy theories and head there. And I think you might be right. I think it's also interesting.
I got some Amelia Earhart documents for you.
Yes, we do those. Let's whatever it is, let's get as temporally and topically away from Jeffrey Epstein as possible.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Exactly.
You know, I should say, I think they're feeding into like a desire on the far right for a lot more conspiratorial thinking. Like Dinesh D'Souza is right in his analysis of what people on the right are addicted to. He calls it deconstructionism, but they're addicted to feeling like they have secret knowledge. They're addicted to falling down the rabbit holes that, you know, Trump's first term became known for. Like, and he got a lot of them started on that path with like the Obama birtherism stuff. The Obama birtherism like pipeline was what broke a lot of the Republicans who are now QAnon's brains at first, right? And so like that's just an addiction that they feed in different ways. And I think 9/11 is a good example of a conspiracy theory that they can latch onto because it's very American centric. And there are ways in which you can kind of like feed into conspiratorial thinking on 9/11 without actually giving credence to like the things that might have been happening behind the scenes that just further implicate American power, like the Bush administration's relationship with the Saudi Arabian government, you know, Halliburton, things like that. So, you know, I think the right wing sees the utility of these kinds of even more esoteric conspiracies in distracting from like how power actually functions now. And since people's brains are like broken, you know, it's more content.
Also, don't forget that it all ties to the new right and their very separate type of criticism than the lefts of Israel. I mean, a lot of the 9/11 conspiracy theories that the right wing are focused on now all come back to Israel, or at least 90% of them. Like I've seen the conspiracy theories about the dancing Israelis, you know, spread more so than ever before.
Israeli art students. The Israeli art students in Mossad, they're also really getting into, you know, latched onto like weather weaponry. Like that's another big topic that you're seeing coming out of the far right now as they cope with like climate change having tangible and material consequences that they used to be able to ignore because it still snowed in their part of the world. And so like they're just, I think, latching onto a lot of these like, again, like more extreme conspiracies, not just the Israeli situation, but dustification, like space lasers, chemtrails. Like, and you know, it's not great.
And what is happening with Q? With like QAnon, like is it still around? Like, did this sort of like, is this satiating that? Is this scratching that itch from the lack of QAnon stuff, or is that still happening? It's just more underground. I mean, it's sort of fascinating that movement just went away.
It didn't go away. It got reincorporated into the Republican Party. Like, I mean, I think just like with the Tea Party, there are some people who still follow Q specifically, who are still like fully, I guess what they call it, Q-pilled or whatever, like who are like still true believers in Q. But after so many failed predictions, I think a lot of people just kind of diffused into other conspiracy theory communities, like became just more explicitly anti-vaxxer or got involved in chemtrail nonsense, or they're flat earthers now, or they just believe a general whole bucket.
Chemtrail what?
Chemtrail nonsense.
Nonsense? Have you not seen?
That's true. That's true. I've seen the sky.
Yeah, I've seen them.
I've seen the patterns in the sky, and they tell you it's clouds, but it's not. It's not clouds. It's the government waging unrestricted
it's straight
warfare
lines. How
on
could it be
you.
a cloud?
Exactly. But yeah, that's what happened to a lot of them.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.